What is up,
friends.
YouTube, and welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video.
Where's
It's time to react to the 6.1 patch video.
Oh, what's happening?
Let's take
Why
a
are
good
you over
look.
there?
We're in parallel galaxies. You get it?
I've not watched this one before, by the
Well,
way.
those who wrap
leave
their
the
heads
subtitles
around
on
what's
as well.
happening. Hello, friends. Our newest patch is all about exploring and celebrating parallel galaxies.
Not everybody plays at the same intensity and commitment, so this patch will be all about find your own path to stardom, however that may look.
And we love this patch because everything will have you reaching for higher things. New champs, new ways to progress, game modes, and so much more. Welcome to patch 6.1 Ascending Stars.
Dual Nova.
We first gave thematic patches a go back in 5.1 Beyond Ruination, and I've made tweaks to it ever since. We talked about focusing more on gameplay and innovation compared to the depth of our lore. Ascending Stars is a continuation of that effort. We're gonna find ways and celebrate players from all corners of the galaxy.
This patch will shine under the light of the Dual Nova. And to make sure the season themes sweep you off your feet right from the start, you'll be taken to another galaxy the second you get into the lobby. A new common entrance for your progression journey will have you discovering new corners of the Rift universe. But it's not just pretty lights and shiny stars. Throughout the patch, Dual Nova themed events will have you reaching higher and let you choose star shine.
Do we get a
This
new
patch
map?
is all about optimizing ranked for our skill and mastery focused players and creating a new progression path that rewards the more creative and fun-oriented ones amongst you. So whether you want to power your way to the top or prefer to let those creative juices flow, there will be a path for you to trailblaze.
How?
Patch 6.1 stands in the light of the challengers and adventure stars that are gonna guide your journey through the Rift. And we see all of you, whether it's the hardcore Rift devotee fighting for every rung up that rank ladder, as well as the players who only got a sliver of gaming time, but who still want that fun, excitement, and awesome rewards. The challengers and adventure stars stand for that parallel path across the Rift, all fun, exciting, and shining their very own light.
The Challenger Star is here to lead all your ranked and legendary queue things out there. With two separate modes with their own seasons and objectives, we realize that it's been hard to progress on both journeys. So in patch 6.1, we are joining their paths. Your champion score will now reflect your dedication and efforts across each mode. We are polishing up those steps, making it easier to get season skin and many other rewards. To those early climbers, we've prepared some extra surprises. Legendary Queue is also getting a little galactic makeover with new tier names, art, and events. Be sure to check in with the game and future communications to not miss any new features.
So, to sum this up, they are joining the reward system, so you don't have to play different modes for different rewards, and they're revising the names of Legendary Queue. But there's something I saw in the
If
dev
all
meeting.
that sounds a bit too intense and consuming, well, don't
Yeah.
fret. The
Let's wait
Adventure
until they
Stars
show it.
got you covered. Halfway through the patch, we will be introducing a brand new progression system for all of our adventure modes. Our house modes like ARAM, Unbound Frenzy, and many, many more. So no matter which one you choose to play, you're gonna contribute to the rise of your adventure star. Instead of isolated rewards, you're now gonna have a single track to earn rewards and show off achievements in a dedicated showcase. So show off your creativity, your quirky
I mean, it's
ideas,
pretty
and the
good this
awesome
way.
plays from your adventures.
Speaking of bright stars, of course this patch will also boast of all the fun and exciting events you're used to, in theme with our galactic patch and other happenings.
Leading the charge for Adventure Star Journey will be ARAM! No wait, ARAM. No. ARAM. The additional A's stand for more arguments, more awesomeness, and more adventures with friends. Well, it does for me anyway. The updated design and the galactic vibe to our beloved game mode aren't the only thing that will carry you to other dimensions.
So we
We're
get
adding some new story arguments.
Hold up. So they lead this entire thing presenting ARAM as the premier mode. Basically, is that what I'm getting here right? Okay.
That will shake things up a bit. But there will be only one for you per game. so make sure you choose your star wisely. AAA run wouldn't be the only game mode getting some cosmic updates. Look to the game and our other communication to find out more on our stellar movements.
Working on this patch and the cosmic theme had us thinking a lot about our beginnings and feeling quite nostalgic. And we wanted you to feel the same way while playing, which is why we decided to bring some good old League classics back to the Rift. Starting us off is probably the most adept Archmage of all Runeterra, the Arcane Wielder himself, the Rune Mage, Ryze. One of the OG launch champions of League of
Top
Legends,
lane, mid
he has
lane.
been a crowd favorite since the
Potentially
start,
jungle.
and is not just because of his sparkly purpleness. Ryze will join our ranks as the headlining battle mage with major strategic opportunities with his Realm Warp. And while I could be here standing and go on and on and on about how awesome the portals are, I'm sure you'd rather hear from someone who has actually mastered them. Let's hear it from the 10-time LCK champion, 5 times world champion, and 2 times world's MVP, FAKER.
안녕하세요. 페이커입니다. 오늘 정말 반가운 소식을 전해드리려고 하는데요. 라이즈가 와이드 리프트에 등장합니다. 저에게 정말 특별한 챔피언인데요. 제가 게임을 처음 시작했을 때부터 플레이했던 챔피언이고 무엇보다 라이즈 덕분에 제 커리어에서 중요한 경기들에서 승리를 거둔 적도 있죠. 기억하시죠? 라이즈는 게임 운영에 강점이 크고 카이팅과 포지셔닝이 특히 효과적이어서 예전부터 정말 좋아했던 챔피언입니다. 단순히 제 플레이 스타일과 잘 맞는 것뿐만 아니라 라이즈는 라이즈 공식 뮤직비디오에서 저를 상징하는 챔피언으로 등장하기도 했죠. 그만큼 저와 라이즈는 정말 특별한 인연이 있다고 생각합니다. 그래서 이번에 와이드 리프트에서도 라이즈를 만날 수 있다는 소식을 듣고 정말 반가웠습니다. 이제 라이즈에 대해서 좀 더 자세히 이야기해볼까요? 라이즈는 주로 미드에서 활약하는
Sorry for the quick break. He just talks about makes me really excited. Sits there stone cold. Like, you know, this stone face emoji? It's like the perfect depiction of that one.
챔피언이지만 바론 라인에서도 플레이할 수 있습니다. 특히 궁극기 공간 왜곡을 활용하면 팀과 함께 움직이며 게임을 유리하게 운영할 수 있어서 교전에서 중요한 역할을 합니다. 이게 바로 제가 라이즈를 좋아하는 이유죠. 라이즈를 마스터하고 싶다면 미니맵을 자주 보고 로밍 타이밍을 연습하는 게 중요한데요. 처음 플레이하는 분이라면 기본 콤보부터 시작해보세요. 주문전이 룬 감옥으로 상대를 묶고 과부하로 피해를 넣는 콤보를 익히는 것부터 시작하면 됩니다. 그리고 타이밍을 잘 맞추면 무기를 잘 활용해서 팀을 이끌고 완벽한 순간에 적을 압박하는 플레이를 할 수 있습니다. 라이즈는 제대로 활용하면 게임을 지배할 수 있는 챔피언입니다. 그럼 와이드 리프트에서 만나요.
Wow, thanks, FAKER. Spell slaying is Ryze's specialty, and if you let him scale up, well, his AoE abilities can tear apart the very fabric of reality. For those of you who are familiar with Ryze on PC, note that Realm Warp will cause the cooldowns on Ryze's basic abilities to refresh. It will also buff allies' movement speed after teleporting.
Oh, wow.
Stay tuned to our future cons to learn more about
no.
spell slaying and maybe even see a certain world champion make another appearance. Whoa, what's happening? What's going on, folks? What's it so dark?
Afraid of the dark.
Yes, very afraid, very afraid. Can we have the lights back? Oh gosh. Our next edition is from a completely different dimension that consists of straight up terror and fear. Nocturne, the internal nightmare, will haunt your enemies from the
He
jungle.
looks so much better than
Paranoia
on
that
PC.
literally instills
What?
nightmares by enveloping them in darkness.
Nah,
Pop up from
like,
across the map to terrorize your
the
enemies
WildRift's
while supporting
design
your allies.
and execution
Our last new champion of the patch
champions,
does not mind
it's
waiting.
just
And why would he? He even
galaxies
bend time to his
above
own
PC.
will. Zilean the Chrono Keeper might be on an internal hunt for the secret that will restore his homie Kathia, but he's always gonna have time to help out his teammates. And with his ability to warp time, he can slow enemies and their attacks to buy
This
even
is
more time.
so broken.
And additionally, he can even turn back time to undo damage done. Zilean can basically bring allies back from the dead. And those who knew Zilean back from League of Legends might notice that he's got tweak time for himself. And he's joining the Rift after going through a total makeover, including adding damage to his kit to boost up his combat skills.
Like, hold up, before we go over, like, to the next reworks now, so... Nocturne, from what I've gathered, is basically a one-to-one copy from PC. I don't think they changed anything. For Ryze, you heard already that they changed his ultimate to just refund all the cooldowns and give allies movement speed. And for Zilean, his second, like they really wanted to give him some extra power for the support role. So his little, like, his abilities have like shield, attack speed boost. He has like a weird version of Yasuo Windwall where projectiles aren't destroyed but massively slowed down, and it also like keeps the old version of the spell, like, which just reduces cooldown. So Zilean will be one of the most annoying champions in this video game because simply for the fact that he completely replaces one item, Guardian Angel, with a way lower cooldown, plus he has access to wave clear, plus CC, plus AoE abilities. Like, this champion in WildRift, unless his numbers are completely terrible, will be absolutely nuts. Like, absolutely nuts. Like,
Speaking
Ryze
of
cooking too much.
nostalgic champs, we obviously couldn't leave out the might of the massive. Garen has been with us from the very beginning, and we've seen you sweep through Baron lane in some truly epic moments.
Yeah, over
But that armor was looking a bit loose, so we went ahead, tightened some screws, and sharpened the brass sword. Now, Garen's second ability, Courage, looks a bit different when casting and grants him growing stats of damage reduction. His third ability, Judgment, will deal even more damage going forth and reduce your enemy's armor.
Like,
So
leave
go
a meta,
forth,
bros.
take the mighty Captain for a spin and push those enemy lines back. Unlike the demand.
So the thing is, what they don't talk about, if this is a one-to-one update to the PC version, then the question remains, will they also port the attack speed scaling on Garen? Because on PC, Garen goes for like attack speed items, like Berserker's Griefs, because attack speed on that champion grants you more spins within your E, which then results into a lot more damage, which is basically the most crazy part about Garen's kit there. So the question is, will they do the same here? Because if they do, and you have Black Cleaver and this at the same time, then you have a big problem with this champion. This champion will just tear through you like butter, basically.
Ambessa is still hard out of the fortress. As you're still exploring what damage she can cause on the Rift, so are we. This patch, we want to shift some of her strength as a jungler to the top lane. So we are tweaking some of her stats, cutting her damage to monsters, and increasing lifesteal and displacement immunity in some of her abilities. We hope these changes will help you be the strong leading commander you've come to love in Arcane when soloing in Baron lane.
WildRift's
And as
typical
always,
thing.
we'll have some smaller...
WildRift's most typical thing is we have a champion, it's released, they didn't intend it to be played in jungle, it's played in jungle, it's broken, it gets nerfed, it gets gutted. Like, happened to Yone, happened to Camille, happened to so many champions. And then we have other champions we really desire to have in jungle, like a Brand and Zyra, and they simply don't function.
Quality of life updates for Diana, Fiora, Jax, Sona, and Kalista.
Okay.
This should make playing them even more fun.
What are they doing?
The stars are aligning for the Bandle Rift as well. With some gameplay updates and a new art, will give you the quirkiest Rift experience ever. As you've all gotten to experience, our Bandle-inspired Rift is full of surprises, and we are bringing you even more this patch. During the laning phase, expect special portals to appear on the Rift and toss out enchanted gifts.
No.
Picking them up grants an active ability which can be used to trigger effects. We hope these portals will bring you some fun and surprises and joy while you're laning. Bandles are all about friendship and fun, so don't fret, there's plenty of gifts to go around for both teams.
Please,
Last patch, our supports were the shining star, and now it's time for the mages to dazzle us. Mages have been strapped for choices when it comes to items, making it hard for them to stand their ground in the early game, which is why we're putting some polish on their boots. Boots of Mana and Ionian boots of...
Oh, so we fixed the entire problem while like, okay, a quick rant. Like, the problem with Ionian Boots of Lucidity was, it wasn't the health, it wasn't the haste, it wasn't anything, it was the mana regen. Because Boots of Mana had mana regen, damage, and pen. So they had everything you wanted. And there was no reason to buy Ionian Boots of Lucidity, because they didn't really do anything. You would just run out of mana. It would just hurt you for zero reason. So, with Ionian Boots, you finally have access to ability haste. When you itemize like other items, for example, let's say you want to go Infinity Orb first, which is really tough if you normally do it because you have no haste. You have Mana Boots, Infinity Orb, and then you have no haste. You just have to rely on Transcendence, which doesn't do anything for you in most instances. So here now, Ionian Boots of Lucidity is a massive buff to Enchanters because it has haste and mana regen. So you can actually spam, because most of the enchanters in this game have terrible AP scalings, so you don't really want to buy AP boots, because they don't do anything for you, but they had the mana regen.
Lucidity, get more power to help with your mage's early wave cleaning ability.
So why are we buffing Boots of Mana? Why are we buffing them? Attacks and active abilities deal 18 bonus physical damage to minions? Why? Why? Why?
And efficiency.
I don't understand.
Additionally, we also have a few new items coming to the shop to give you
That's
even
insanity.
more of a magical boost. The new Hextech GLP 800 is here to make that magic carry just that bit further. Its exploding frost bombs dealing magic damage and slowing your enemies will help you freeze foes.
How does it proc?
And push those lanes out even faster. Bandle Fantasy will turn.
How does it proc? Damages and slows targets on hit.
Its
Okay.
exploding frost bombs.
But you see, like, it's being casted without her doing anything.
And slowing your enemies will help you
How does it
foes
work?
in your path and push those lanes out even faster. Bandle Fantasy.
Wait, was it an enchantment? Hold up. It's an enchantment. Ah, brain lag. It's an enchantment.
To
Okay.
make that magic carry just that bit further. Its exploding frost bombs dealing magic damage and slowing your enemies will help
Yeah,
you
but
freeze
it has
foes in your
to
path
compete with
and
Zonya, so
push
good
those
luck,
lanes
bros.
out even faster. Bandle Fantasy will turn your mages into damage-dealing powerhouses, passively adding bonus damage.
What is this? Damaging an enemy champion with an active ability spawns a trap at their feet. After a brief delay, the trap deals magic damage equal to 100 plus 50% of the enemies. 15% of your AP. 8 seconds cooldown per target if the target is hit by more than one trap.
And it only gets better. The more enemies you hit, the wider the effects are. Lastly,
So how does it look like
the more
here? Let's
honest
look at it
damage to
again.
active attacks. And it only gets better.
Okay, I
Adding
see.
bonus
Because look,
damage to active attacks.
and look at the stats. Like for a brief moment, it has haste. How much gold is it?
Into
Does it
damage-dealing
tell?
Powerhouses, passively
3,000. Okay. So it's 80 AP, 7 pen, 300 mana, 20 haste, and it's basically a Ludens. It's basically a Ludens, no?
adding bonus damage to active attacks. And
Yeah, you see, like she hit spells. I mean, they could have given you a little bit more extra time here to
the
just
more
realize
enemies
what's
you hit,
happening.
the wider the effects are. Lastly, Malignance will help you out to truly hit your end.
Okay, Malignance, 75 AP, 7% pen, 400 mana, 20 haste. Ultimate abilities gain 20 extra haste. Okay, that's pretty cool. Damaging a champion with your ultimate burns the ground beneath them for 3 seconds, dealing magic damage equal to 60 plus 5% of your AP per second, and reducing their magic resist by 10. Burn radius increases with damage,
Enemy,
reaching
right.
or ever probably something with the maximum. So this is a Teemo, casted an item. It's insanity.
If you damage an opponent with this
Oh, does it
item equipped,
proc on every
you
brand
light a
ult?
fire under them,
Oh yeah, it does.
causing magic damage
Yeah.
and reducing their magic resist. With these new
That's
stars
funny.
on the item horizon, we can't wait to see how you will dominate your next battles.
Okay, quick review of these items. So we have Hextech GLP, which is at most an item you have after the first objective has been played. Then you have a brief period in which you can use it, and then the question is, do you not rather need Zonias? Obviously, you'd have an easier time setting up with this item, most likely. But still, you have to give up on Zonias, which is very, very painful for a lot of mages. Then the next item, Bandle Fantasy. That's just another version of a Luden's Echo, quite literally. Just another version of a Luden's Echo. This actually is not much else. It's quite funny. And for the other, for Malignance, this is an item that will only be for select champions, for niche champions, like Teemo, Kassadin, Brand. Who else spams ultimate in that way that it's really OP for them? Because for most other champions, this is probably doesn't do enough. Maybe you can argue about Zyra, like champions that lock people down with their spells and then spawn like these things beneath them. But yeah, like it's again, I don't really think it changes much about the overall itemization of these champions. Like the biggest change we've seen now are for boots. This will grant option to the mages to actually look for CDR boots for more haste, which then allows them to cast more spells if the champion is already unbalanced in the sense of numbers. Because losing boots of mana is a massive loss in damage. So realistically speaking, the best they did is probably they enabled another build path for mages that could not go for a CDR item on item slot 1. Plus, but the problem is, by the way, if you go for, like, let's say Infinity Orb as your first item, and you don't have pen boots, you lose a lot of value on an Infinity Orb because you lack the pen. So in reality, it doesn't really do too much. And at best, it's a change for Enchanter supports that have terrible scalings because they now have access to a cheap way of getting 30 haste and lower summoner spell cooldowns. So realistically speaking, this benefits Enchanter supports most likely more than it helps any other champion in the game.
With patch 6.1, we are rising into season 17 of Ranked, along with a new opportunity to collect champion scores and ascend into the Dual Nova. There will of course be a skin reward waiting for you at the end, and Janna this time.
Damn.
And with a new season of Wild Passes,
why do we have Willy
amazing surprise
Wonka
in
as
form
Twisted
of
Fate?
A new skin line waiting for you. Wander Town Twisted Fate and Battlecast Nasus will stun
What a
you as
doge.
this season's reward.
Damn, that's a good reward though.
I realized that I put the team in the
Okay, quick little ad break, guys. If you want to save big time on these upcoming skins, make sure to check out my partners in the description below. You see a banner like right now. You can save up to 50% on giftable content and up to, I think, 32 euros. I think on the post it's described pretty well. Up to 32 euros depending on your region on 10,000 wild cores, which makes it a lot cheaper, obviously, to buy that than to buy retail price. So just make sure to use the code KIRKS and join their Discord, and you'll have a beautiful time saving a lot of money and getting more content you desire.
a bit of puppy bind last patch, so this time around I will stay safe. But reaching for some stars wouldn't hurt anybody, right?
Okay. Garen Soul Fighter, that sword looks wild. You should add them now, by the way, all these accounts of my partners, so you can get these skins once they drop immediately. Because there's a 14-day period for the gifting. Wild cost top-ups work instantly, but gifting is still cheaper. Honest, like, this skin looks a lot worse here than it looks in game, by the way, if you watch the skin spotlight thing. I think this Lucian skin, like, the guns and the arms look insane. Like, the rest looks kinda mid, to be fair. But the guns and the arms, insanity. Let me know what you think. He has wings, okay. But where's my Senna? Where's Senna? Why doesn't Senna get a Soul Fighter skin? Okay, this skin is also kinda cool. Bro's humongous. Absolutely humongous. Mecha Nocturne? Why is Asol flying in here? He looks so good though. Why are WildRift skins so much superior to any League skin? Why is Scion coming in? Hold up. Now these skins are just way too good though, no? You have to agree. Like, how doesn't matter how much you hate matchmaking or map pack problems or anything, like, the skins they make, they're the best ever. That's Maokai? Wow. Damn. Aurelion Soul, ooh, oh, that skin is beautiful. I know just one Aurelion Soul one trick that will love this skin. His ultimate will look so amazing in this game. Looks so good though. I'm not a fan of that one though. That looks a little bit goofy. Is he throwing piggies? Oh, never mind, he's throwing piggies. It's my number one skin. He's throwing me every time. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, but let's be honest. Why do we have a Jonathan Wick skin of this thematic line? Why is bro a bunch of Wazes combined? Huh? Why is he shooting out of a pot? Pot friend. Damn flexing. All these beautiful skins, illegal. Also the Kindred skin. Oh wow, isn't that famous clip from that archer? I'd bring Kalista in. They know how to make money. That Shen skin. They're so good. Sway Nightbringer? Ice Cape looks a little bit... I'm not a fan of the cape. That looks a little bit lazy, no? I don't know, maybe it's just me. Vigor. Dawnbringer Vigor. How does it look like? Damn. Okay, bro has Ribbon Sword on crack, I see. Dawnbringer Zinzao. Oh no, Zinzao buffs are incoming. Oh no. It's about to happen, guys. These skins, man. Blood Moon Zilean. Oh, come on. Come on, there must have been some better skin than Blood Moon Zilean. Come on. I feel betrayed, deceived, scammazed.
You know what? Even though we're
And there are other skins, like other prestige select skins I was informed about, like Ezreal, I think, and something else. Like Ezreal was a thing, and some other champion that you have to buy with Hextech keys.
not in the same material realm, it still feels like we're together in spirit. It's like we're hopping between realms.
You are making it so magical.
Damn,
We
nice
hope you
joke.
enjoyed our Galactical patch update.
We can't wait to rise to the start with you this patch and see you shine.
Thanks for watching, and see you out there.
Yeah. Cool video. Nice skins. Anything else? I guess we have to wait and see. I'm not sold on the items. I don't think they're gonna change it too much, apart from like very select champions, but we shall see. We have a new version of a Luden's Echo. At least, eh? We just renamed Luden's and have it do something differently. But yeah, pretty cool. If you like it, let me know in the comment section below. If you dislike it, tell me what you dislike about it in the comment section below. Feel free to share any feedback you want. Other than this, I think the tier list goes live either later today or tomorrow for patch 6.0e. As per usual, have a beautiful day, take care, and don't forget to save big time on skins.